everyone, I'm Joe.
Hi, I'm Danny. We're here
I'm
with
Deen.
Deen. He's from AROUK, who's a Rohingya community organisation based in Bradford, but also doing international work. Great to speak to you, Deen. Can you tell us a little bit about the Rohingya people and some of their history?
Well, Daniel, thank you for your, the inviting me in this YouTube interview. So thank you for having me here. So first of all, most of the people don't know about the Rohingya people, to be honest, because they are the one of the the forgotten and the minority group have been living in Myanmar since the generations. Obviously, in Burma, there are 135 ethnic groups, and one of the among them is one of the Rohingya community group, and that they have been obviously living in Burma since thousands years, many years, and then they have been obviously denied that they are that the human rights, basic human rights, like for example that they have been deprived from educations, from the freedom of movement, from travel, the traveling from one place to another place, and that they have been also deprived from getting the merit to one another, and also they have been deprived from having more than 2 children in Burma. And then obviously they we are kept as a the slavery the group in Burma, so under the military governments. So yeah, so in Burma, the Rohingya community so has no right to do anything at all, and if they want to do anything, they have to that they have to go to the authority in Burma, and then they have to obviously they have to get the permission from them, and then they will do. But also apart from this, they will have to give the bribe and everything, whatever, blah blah. So, and in Burma, obviously as a Rohingya community, and that we don't have any the equal rights like other minority have in Burma, for, especially Buddhist. And our people, that we are forced to flee from the the own country, and that they obviously they we are forced to be refugee in other countries. So, and the Burmese military government obviously the took all their rights in Burma, and then they, even though their citizenships rights, for example, nationality, it been that it was taken in 1982, and then in 19 the 62 military government that came to power forcefully, and then since then the persecutions started over the Rohingya community in Burma, which is called Arakan Estate in Burma. Now recently recently known by Rakhine Estate.
So renamed it. And
Yeah.
my understanding is, correct me if I know, that a lot of Rohingya people have been forced out of Burma altogether now and are currently in refugee camps in Bangladesh. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Obviously, in Bangladesh, I was a refugee myself in Bangladesh, and I was forced to flee with my parents when I was like about 7 years old, and I fled with my parents in 1992, and we took refuge in Bangladesh refugee camp since 1992. And my parents, obviously, they are still there. They have been living since then as a refugee, and obviously, luckily, my family and my the kids obviously got the the good opportunity, good life here over here in the UK.
When did you arrive in the UK?
In 2010.
2010. Good.
So what is it that your organization is doing then for people in Myanmar, in Bangladesh, and in Bradford?
If I talk about the Myanmar, it's quite difficult for the Rohingya community to even raise a voice themselves. It's hard. in Burma, because there's even the international, the journalists, diplomatics, any foreigners, it's not possible for them to access, in the Rakhine state. So it's quite difficult for the even the for foreigners. So and then it's also difficult for the Rohingya people in Burma. So now at the moment, people remaining Rohingya people in Burma, so they have been kept in IDP camps, they have been, kept like a what's called a concentration camp. So and then they are not allowed to go out of this, and they are not allowed to have the the medical access, and then they are not allowed to have the any education facilities, anything at all, even though they just live in as a the animals. So
Sounds terrible. Yeah.
but they don't have anything there in Burma. And if I talk about the Bangladesh, obviously in refugee camps, there are 1.2 million refugees now in Bangladesh refugee camp. 1.2 million. Can you imagine? It's a mega refugee camp. I think across all over the world.
Yeah. Got to be one of the biggest. Yeah. And what's the situation like in those refugee camps in Bangladesh?
Yeah, it's quite difficult as well, because what the Bangladesh government done is at the moment, the army of Bangladesh, they took the responsibility of these refugees, and then they obviously help them, they look after them, and then they do on whatever they can. But the problem is they put a fence around the refugee camps, and the refugee cannot go out of the border, so like a boundary, and they can go. Only people who wanna have the permission from the in charge. Obviously there is in charge called camp in charge. Obviously in every camp, obviously at the moment it's 01, I think nearly 45 refugee camps in Bangladesh, and every camp have one camp in charge. And then from the area, if you wanna go out of the boundary, and then you have to seek the permission from the in charge. And then if you got as long as you get the permission, then you can go out for some reason, like if you need the critical, if you have the critical the health problems, and then you can go to the seek the medical health.
So still no real freedom of movement. Does AROUK do any work with those refugee camps in Bangladesh?
Yes, second, Daniel.
Does your organization do any work with those refugee camps in Bangladesh?
Obviously, we have been to there in 2017 and the 2018 when the the exodus happened, when the more than 750,000 refugees that we are forced to flee due to the persecutions in Burma. So we went there, and we helped the people by providing them the food, non-food, and the shelters, everything. So and our also we built a team there as well in refugee camp, and we obviously support the people through our team at the moment, because we can if it's quite hard for us, because due to the corona, so due to pandemic we can't go there, and we can't obviously we can't operate as we used to do usually. But at the moment we operating everything through our team in the ground, and we support and we help them. So and our work also the going on in local as well, so as well as in camp internationally.
Right. Yeah. So you're doing work in Bradford as well, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there quite a Rohingya community in Bradford? How big is it?
Quite big, the community in Bradford. Obviously, if I say like approximately 500 people, something like that. and we are nearly 55 to 60 families.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So and then we obviously some people came in 2009, and since obviously our people started coming to Bradford at the end of the 2009, and since then obviously some people we are coming we are resettling into Bradford till 2010 the March. So
Right.
yeah, and
So
then since then obviously we, with the help of the local community and the local agency, local NGOs, and then we try to build a small community in Bradford, and then try to develop ourselves, and to promote the community people, and to make them adjust with the British cultures, obviously, because our people not quite similar to this culture anyway. So that's why we try to train them. We try to explain them all the rule and regulations in the UK.
What other things do you do to help people fit in the UK? Do you do language lessons and?
Obviously we do ESOL classes as well, because obviously we don't do ourselves, but we hire the teachers from outside, and then we provide the ESOL classes to our people, and we also help the families, like in terms of health, the medical problems, like job, job problems, and the job, and then if they need any interpreter, then we provide the interpreter for them as well. So and then we also the try to help them by going to their home, like a home visit. And then we also provide them any sort of like food, and especially people who are facing the mentally problems, to be honest.
Yes.
And some people have the disabilities, and some people are under in anxiety, depression. So we try to help sort of people, because we are really new in the country, and that's what we have been trying to make them feel safe in Bradford.
Yeah, you mentioned that you help with job problems as well. What kind
Yeah.
of job problems do you have to deal with?
So, for example, people are looking kind of like a cleaning jobs, like some people are chefs. Obviously, they're looking for jobs in restaurant, in hotel, and some people are are drivers. They are looking for like a delivery the jobs, like, and some people are the trained for security, like industrial, like the site areas. So obviously, kind of sort of job the jobs they're looking for, as well as there's some people also doing a study in university, colleges. So, and then obviously we are trying to give them some also encouragement, and then we also try to give them some opportunities through the small community that we do here.
Are you helping people find jobs then, or are you giving them support once they've found the job?
We we do both. We do both. We try to help them in terms of finding jobs, and then we also try to support them in terms of food.
Okay, and the ESOL classes, are they mainly for adults, or are they also for kids as well?
Yeah, it's mainly for adults. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going well so far?
Yeah, it's going well. Last year we finished the obviously one. So this year it was supposed to be another class, but unfortunately due to pandemic, so we didn't have that chance.
Yeah. And you mentioned as well that you do food. So are you delivering food to people?
Yes, we do. Obviously, one is due to this month, hopefully middle of the February. So one obviously we will do the one delivery as well this month. and we have been doing since lockdown, and we have been doing the food delivery to the most of the vulnerable families across the Bradford. Not only the Rohingya people, but also other the minorities like African, Slovakia, and the Polish, and even the Bengali community, Pakistani community people. Obviously, we know some people, they obviously contact us saying they need food, and obviously we provide them halal food. People requiring different type of foods, and we provide them the food they want. Yeah.
Have you already got charitable status?
Yeah. Obviously, we recently got the charity registered from the charity commission, so which is good news for the Rohingya community. Obviously, this is the, I think, result of the hard working. So
Yeah,
it's
a lot of
really quite.
paperwork.
It's
Congratulations.
thank you. It's really quite very good news for the Rohingya community. Even though there's another, the I think not here in Ireland might be, there's another Rohingya community, but even though they are not, they haven't got their registered charity, I mean registered done yet. So on in across the country in the UK, the whole UK, so we are the only Rohingya community got the charity registered by last year.
How big is the Rohingya community in the whole of Yemen, would you say? Is Bradford the biggest community?
Yeah, Bradford is the the biggest Rohingya community, not only across the the UK, but it's across the Europe.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So this is the focal point. I see.
Yeah. And it's are you finding that Bradford is a good center for your community then?
Since 1962, we didn't have any space or any place so which we can obviously we could call like a home. But since since 2010, after coming to UK, and obviously Bradford City is one of the the homeland for us, like so which we can call as a home city for us, because it's our home city at the moment. We even though my parents, they have been living in refugee camps since 1992, even though they don't know what the human rights are.
Yeah, never experienced it, very sad.
It's quite difficult. When I talk to them, they cry, and I cry as well, on the phone. And we've been living there. It's quite difficult. Can you imagine? I stayed there for 17, 18 years. It was quite difficult. So luckily, fortunately, so people who came to UK, they are very lucky people, and that they were very fortunate people, and then they have now a good life, and that their children got the chances to study in a school, colleges, universities. So it's quite a good life. Excuse me. It's a quite good life for the people who we are granted settlements in the UK.
We're lucky enough to get that. Yeah.
And it seems like you're trying to sort of give this back to your community that haven't managed to come to the UK, back in Bangladesh in the refugee camps. You're helping them because
yeah, this is my the main the point and the main target, that the support we received from the international community while we are in refugee camp, and even in Burma. So also we feel it, and we know what the difficulties gone over us while we are in refugee camps, and that the people who have been supporting the in refugee camp, and then we did, obviously people don't realize who receiving the support from the other people, and obviously when they got a better chance or better place, then they realize what the support, how the important the support was. Because at the moment, after coming to the UK, and then we realize the support we got, how the important it was for us at the time when we received from the other people. So now we like to give some also support to people. I mean, like a vulnerable people, like a most, the misfortunate people. So we want to give them some support as well through the Rohingya community, along with the Rohingya people itself in the Bradford.
Yeah, and you're also expanding that generosity to other groups in Bradford with the food and
Yes, yeah, we have,
yeah.
the many good reactions that we got from the, the local communities like Bengali communities, Pakistani communities, Kurdish communities, African communities. They are very nice, and they like to help us as well as a minority. And also we, keep a good communication with them in Bradford so that we can, carry on with the work we do for the community, for the well-being.
I was just going to ask, so obviously with coronavirus, it's put a bit of a spanner in the works with quite a lot of plans for you and everyone else. But I was just wondering what AROUK as a group plans to do in the future in Bradford, but also in refugee camps in Bangladesh and elsewhere.
In Bradford, AROUK is looking, to have the, the people from the community to be like, obviously our target is to employ people as a admin workers, because we need admin, obviously for admin for our office at the moment. But we try to, the also have the people from our community as a volunteer, as a volunteers, because the work we do for the community is quite big, but it's not possible for 2-3 people. So it's quite obviously due to not, the able to operate from the open space at the moment, that because of COVID-19. So, and then we try to hire the space like in supermarket, like for example, in Manningham Lane, there is a supermarket called Alfala, and then we hire the space. They have got the biggest space, and then we park our food there, and then we hire the van from them, and then we try to, drop the food to the, the people's door. So so our target is to, keep carrying this kind of, the activities, as well as when the pandemic will obviously will go, and then we will start again the ESOL classes for our people, and then we will try to also have the, the space for our own community. But for this, we also, through your, the channel, obviously I the want the people to help us, and that to the come forward for our people, because our people are the very, the forgotten people in the world due to hidden genocide in Burma. So, and then apart from the local and the internationally, we have got the, the 2 schools already, and under the AROUK, and then we try to make refugee children educated in the refugee camp through our curriculum that we have. And then we have got a special the education boot, and then we have got complete curriculum from ourselves. So I think through this curriculum, our people will have good the opportunities to carry on the learning educations, which will make them feel the internationally comfortable, because the education in the Fujicam at the moment carried by the NGO one in the Fujicam. So it's not quite similar. It's big. It's a massive difference from the curriculum that we need. So that's why we try to, make our own curriculum and to, make them educated from our learning center in refugee camp.
So you've made 2 schools in the refugee camps.
Yeah.
That's quite something, yeah.
Very impressive, yeah. Sounds much needed, yeah, that kind of targeted specific education that's useful to people there.
Yeah, two schools, and we have got 2 teams in 2 camp. Obviously, why I'm saying we have got 2 schools under AROUK, because there are 2, obviously, among the 45, like a 43 to 45 camps, and there are 2 only registered refugee camp. So which is called Kutupalang, and another one is called Nayapara. Kutupalang and Nayapara. So Kutupalang is a best in like a Cox's Bazar district, and the Nayapara is the best in Teknaf district. So 2 district and the 2 camps. So they are registered by the Bangladesh government and the United Nations. So that's why they have been living there in refugee camp since 1992, and we planned to have the 2 schools in refugee camp. Let's see how it goes. If we see that it is achieving a good result, like people, children, as being grown up with a well education, then we will try to increase the schools in both of the camps. So now we have got the 12 schools been going on, but the wages, like a kind of incentive we pay to the school teachers, is from our pocket.
If people want to volunteer with you, or
all right, obviously we have got the Facebook link, and obviously if people wanna the contact us, obviously they can go to on Google, type like AROUK, AROUK. If people wanna type just AROUK, and they find the AROUK website, and our details and everything is there. So contact number, email address, everything is there. And also they can contact us through the Facebook page, and just write AROUK, like Arakan Rohingya Organisation UK, and it will come up, and they can contact us through the web, the Facebook page as well, and our details are there.
And are you looking for people, for volunteers for teaching, or for
obviously learning sections? For the learning section, we don't need any volunteers at the moment, because it's not on the process. So but at the moment we need the volunteers, and we need people who can support us in terms of any, like financially, or the giving time or whatever. It will be most appreciated to people who they want to help.